Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're kind of going to go in 3 different spurts. So first off, good morning. For those of you who got on, I'm so super excited that you're on. We are going to do some training that's really going to help you jumpstart your business. That's really going to help you with the social media side of it, with the business side of it, and just kind of the psychological part of it as well. So what I want to talk about is posting on social media, how to get visibility, because one of the biggest things that people come to me with, they will be like, I'm posting, I feel like I'm doing it right, but I have no visibility. No one's liking my post. No one's seeing my posts, right? Well, there's a number of things that could be going on, and a lot of it, I'm going to tell you that Facebook has a lot of algorithm changes very often. And so I'm going to tell you that one thing I want to say is Facebook doesn't charge anybody to use their service. They're like a $1 billion company that charges like no one, like everyone can use it for free, right? So how do they make their money? They make their money off of advertisements. You'll see on the sides of the Facebook that there's different advertisements, and then certain like business pages can boost their posts or whatever by paying for it, but we don't have to do that, right? So they don't want their free users to be making money off of advertisements. So some of the things that they have built into their algorithms is to catch things like that. So if you're posting phrases or words related to looking like an ad. So first off, if you look like an ad, Facebook is going to extremely limit your visibility so that nobody sees your posts. But how do they see that? Depending upon what you're typing in your post. So if you're using the word like even customers, clients, the word free, phrases like I'm offering a discount, like things like that. Facebook has those types of things built into an algorithm to catch. If you post it, it runs through their system and it stops people from seeing your post because they don't want people to see that, right? So we have to be very creative with how we're posting. Again, you never, ever, ever want to look like an ad, and you never, ever, ever want to look like you are trying to sell to somebody or trying to grow your business, things like that. So you really want to focus on helping others, your posts being inspiring. Your post needs to be, does it inspire someone else? Is someone going to look at your post and make them feel like, oh wow, I really needed that today? Or is it going to help somebody else? If it's not, and you're posting and it's like, I need 2 customers, I need 2 more promoters, I need this, I need that, people are going to look at you and they're going to be like, well, she needs us, like she needs me, so she must not be doing very good in business. I don't want to go to her. They're going to just automatically think that the fact that you're posting, I need, that you're desperate, and you don't want to show it. You don't want to be showing that you're desperate, right? So you always want to be helping others, inspiring others with your posts. So turn your ask into how can I help you, right? What are these products doing for me that I really want to share with everybody else? You know what I mean? So the other thing too with your posts, just for visibility, for people to be attracted to it, is make them look pretty. So like a nice selfie, like for me, obviously I said at the beginning of this call that I'm in like 2 days worth of the same outfit and like I haven't showered, which is gross, but you don't always have to put your face on every single day and put a nice outfit on every single day. God knows I don't do that, but you want to be very presentable in your posts. So if you're did up one day, take a bunch of different selfies and save those for later. Use different various apps to brighten it up. Like if you're in a dark room, you're taking a picture and you post it, it's going to look grainy, it's going to look dark, and someone's going to pass by it because it's not going to be attractive to the eye, right? Don't ever use and I get this question a lot, like, hey, can I go to the website and use their pictures? You can, but I wouldn't do that because, again, you're going to start looking like an ad. You want to be showing people that you're a product of the product using the stuff. So when you're drinking your shake, take a picture of yourself with your shake, or take a picture of your arm with your DFT on, or whatever it may be. You want to be showing that you're using the products, that you're excited about the products, and sharing your experience with it, because you can relate. Like, people can relate to your experience. People can relate to me being a stay-at-home mom with crazy kids running around back and forth. There's energy levels are going to drop. Like, people can relate to that. So when I'm posting about that, and other stay-at-home moms, or just moms in general, you don't even have to be a mom or stay-at-home mom, can see my post, see my story, and they can relate to that. And they're like, if it's going to help her, it's probably going to help me. I'm going to ask her about it, Okay, so back to some algorithm stuff and visibility. So the other big thing with Facebook is they are huge on community, right? If you look at groups, or you want to create a group of whatever, there's vegan groups, there's cat lover groups, whatever. They're not actually called groups; they're called communities, and that's strategic in Facebook's mind for a reason. It's because they have their entire platform built off of building relationships. They want you to come together as a community. They want you to build relationships with people. So if you're posting and you're never communicating with anyone else and interacting with anyone else, Facebook is going to literally block your visibility. You may get one like, you may get no likes, and it's not because people don't care about you. It's because they're not seeing your posts, because you're not building that relationship with people. So one key thing that I'm going to suggest is, before every time you post, go and interact with 20 different people, and comment on their stuff. And don't just pick anybody. I mean, I'll find myself for an hour wanting to build that relationship stuff with people, and I'll go through my timeline and just like and comment on everyone's stuff. But you also want to be strategic on who you are building that relationship with. If you see somebody's Facebook profile and they don't have any activity, they haven't posted in 2 weeks or whatever, that's not going to bring value to your business or to building a relationship, because they're never on Facebook and they're not being active, right? So focus on the people who you do see posting, and not just share. So you know what I'm talking about when you see those profiles where it's just a shared link here, a shared link here, it's constant just share. That's going to drop your visibility too. Okay. So don't do that. And I wouldn't even focus on that type of a person or that type of a profile to build that relationship with either. Quality over quantity, right? So, but yeah, every time before you post, try to interact with 20 different people, like and comment, and build that conversation up with them. If anybody ever comments on your posts, you should be replying to their comment. I mean, I see a lot of people who will comment on their own post and tag the person above who comment on their post. I mean, you can do that, but that's just really unorganized. They have that reply button for a reason. So if someone's commenting on your post, always reply to them, because that's going to help your visibility on future posts and on that post. Every time somebody interacts on your post, somebody else is seeing that, because it's bringing it back into the timeline. So you may see me like my own posts the day after I post it, because if it was a hot post and I had a lot of activity on it that day, I want to bring more activity to it. So I'm going to like it the next day, and it's going to come back into the timeline, right? So that's another huge thing, is just that's actually the biggest thing. That's number one key to building your visibility, is always building that relationship with people, and build it with the people who are going to bring you some value, right? The other thing too is, if you're not deleting out of your Facebook list people that aren't going to bring you value, that's going to limit your visibility too. So if you have 5,000 friends on Facebook, but 60% of them are inactive people, that's going to extremely limit your visibility. You may have 5,000 friends on Facebook, but you're not going to get any likes or any comments because they're not going to see your posts because you have way too many inactive people. So I know it could take some time, but I would suggest at some point in time going through your Facebook list and cleaning it up, right? But yeah, so visibility is going to be huge. So you like Dustin said, I don't know if you got on the live this morning, but maybe that was, gosh, I have so many lives mixed in. Maybe Courtney said this in her live. I don't remember. But if you think that you're posting perfectly and you're posting all these like really inspiring posts and your pictures are on point and you bring in a lot of value to your post, but you're not getting any likes and you're not getting like any business brought to you, like no one's asking you about your product, it's because of visibility, right? So do some of those tricks to help bring that visibility up. So that's kind of what I want to talk about with Facebook. And again, when you have your visibility up, your business is going to start growing a lot faster because like I said, people are going to see your stuff and see what you're doing and start following that journey, and they're going to start relating to you as long as you're posting some of the right content, and they're going to ask you about it, or they're going to comment, hey, what is this, or I want more info, or hey, I want a sample, and you're going to that's your in to go talk to them about this business, right? So the other thing I want to talk about is Instagram. So one more thing with Facebook, and I used to not know this, and you may hear some conflicting, this is one of the biggest conflicting informations I've heard about Facebook, and you may hear something different from many different leaders in Facebook, and you can do it how you want. But what I'm learning with the algorithms, and I'm following like 2 really top Facebook gurus who get like 800 to 1,000 likes in like the first 5 minutes of their post, that posting a million times a day is only going to hurt you. It's only going to hurt you. Do not, again, you can do what you want. If you got a routine, go ahead and do that. But posting more than 3 times a day is going to hurt you. It's going to hurt your visibility. It's going to drop your visibility. And here's why. So one of the people that I'm following, he sometimes only posts 1 time a day because he's doing it strategically. So if you post a post and it's getting all sorts of visibility and all sorts of interaction, honey, I'm sorry, and all sorts of interaction, and then all of a sudden you post another post because it's been a few hours and you just want to post again, you have now limited that last post from anyone else seeing it. When it was already hot, it was continuing its interaction and it wasn't slowing down. Do not post again until that last post has been died down for a little bit, right? Because you're missing out on a lot of interaction. And then post public, because if you're not posting public and you're posting private, there's stuff that you're like, what are you hiding? Like, what don't you want people to see? You know what I mean? And then you just open up that door to a lot more people. So I've got people seeing my posts that aren't even on my friends list because I'm always posting public. And if like some of my friends are commenting on it, now their friends see, oh, Sally just commented on Stephanie's post. And they go, oh, who's Stephanie? What's this post? I'm going to look at it. Oh my gosh, I like that. And they like it too. So now it's opening up your market even more. And then right before I move on to Instagram, Facebook Lives I used to do them all the time. I need to get back into doing them a lot more because it's only going to help you. Facebook Lives are huge. Anytime you do a Facebook Live, it's going to be public. Anyone who likes it and is watching you, their friend list is now going to see, hey, Jocelyn is watching Stephanie's live. And so their friends are going to see that even though I'm not friends with them. So visibility, network, important. Okay, I'm almost done. So moving on to Instagram. Instagram is similar. You want to do interacting. You want to like, comment, build those relationships. But Instagram can be so cumbersome because you can have so many followers, you know. and it's almost going to be impossible for you to do everything you need to do with Instagram to keep that momentum up. So some of the things that I do, and this is before I use Instagram or InstaZood, and I'll tell you a little bit about InstaZood, but some of the things that I was doing is I was targeting people like top people like Tony Robbins, top leaders, Darren Hardy, and targeting their followers because I wanted like-minded people to be in my friends list on Instagram. So I'd go to their followers. They've got thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers, and I would start interacting with people like their followers. I'd start friending them or following them, liking and commenting on their stuff. But again, that got so cumbersome. So there's a program called InstaZood, and it literally does this all for you. So you can set it up to likes and follows. You can target, like you'll set it up to who you want it to target, like exactly what I was doing before as like a human doing this. You can set up your InstaZood to do the exact same thing. It's only going to target the people you want it to target. It's only going to target the languages and areas you want it to target. It's doing the same thing. But it's doing it for you. Hold on, I'm going to mute everybody. Okay, everyone's muted. Okay. But it's going to do it for you. So I can tell you that it took me 2 years, I think, to grow my following on Instagram to like 3,500 people, quality people. And it's just a lot of work. If I wasn't on it all day long, all night long, it just was crazy, right? So when I started InstaZood in, I think, May. I started InstaZood and I programmed it to do exactly what I was doing before, but it was a bot doing it for me. And I today am up to more than 11.1 thousand followers. Okay, so it has increased tremendously, and these are quality followers. I get people in my inbox all day long. I will wake up to people in my inbox all day long. So when I started really focusing on this business, I changed up my targets. And I have a training video. It's like 7 minutes long on how to set up InstaZood, and I will send that to everybody if you don't already have it. But I have it trained I switched up my targets to target this industry, right? So top leaders of health places. So like Mark Pentecost, I have targeted. So like his followers, Pam Souter, some of like the top It Works people, like Beachbody people, like just anyone or any type of page that has a huge following that are going to be interested in health and wellness or fitness, things like that. And then they actually inbox me. Like, I've never had to reach out on Instagram for this. They reach out to me, and I talk to them about their goals, what they're doing, and however it happens, somehow or another, my business gets brought up. And we talk. I get them on a call or a chat or whatever, and they become interested or they join my business, one of the two. So that's going to be huge. But I'll send that training. It's only 7 minutes long. And then, again, with the pictures on Instagram, you want to make it bright. You want to make it looking good. So I'm going to show you mine real quick, and then I can hand it off to the next person. But I have, hold on, let me drop my, okay. Can you guys see this? Can someone tell me if you can see this?
You can. It's like a little bit of a glare, but you can see it.
Okay, so I have like white borders around all of my pictures. They're all bright. They all,
what is it?
Instagram, my Instagram profile. Sorry.
Cool.
Oh, hold on. I need to mute people.
I got it, Steph.
You got it? Okay, thank you. Okay. Amora, please stop with the light. Anyways, so it's all like appealing to the eye, right? So as you can see, nothing indicates that I'm selling a product. I may have one here or there, but nothing indicates that I'm selling a product. I have selfies, I have my coffee cup, I have my kids, I have, like, I'm a photographer, so like when I'm shooting a wedding or something, I'll take a picture down at my like legs and I'm sharing my life, and then the content in my words kind of share my experience and what I'm doing, what's going on. But you want to have that appealing, and again, that interaction is key, and that's where Institute comes along. So I focus a lot on my Facebook because I've got Institute working my Instagram for me. I do. Okay, I will say that I do get personal or personable on Instagram myself as well. It's just when I'm sleeping and stuff, Institute is working for me. Okay, so I am going to stop there. So I'm going to leave it to who wants to go next, Courtney or Joss?
I'll go if it's okay.
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to leave it to Courtney. I hope that helped with the social media side of things, but Courtney, go ahead.
Okay, I'm pulling up my notes. Hold on one second because I want to be organized when I talk to you. So I'm really excited too because it was my first time to ever get LaBelle credit today. So I'm so excited to go shopping. So basically, I'm going to talk to you about what you need to do right away. And what you need to do right away is start sharing your excitement. Whether that means you have the product yet or not, and I think most of you probably do. You've got to start sharing your excitement. One of my new goals, so I'm going to talk like some of you are brand new because some people that may watch this, maybe, she's like, I don't have my products, and she's so flipping excited. She's like, what do I start posting? I can't take a selfie with the patch yet. And I said, well, start doing some interactive things like, what's your like caffeine of choice, or like where my mom's running on sunshine and coffee, or just things like that to get people to start being drawn to you. Because I don't care what you say, I've been in this industry for 2 years now. The people that come to you are the people that will stay with you, period. Yes, you will have those few people that you seek out, but it's the people that are looking for what we have, right? So you want to let them know what we have without being a sales ad. So right away, you need to start posting and solicit an emotion from somebody. So it's the number one thing. Don't get overwhelmed. Simplify it. Just keep it simple. Don't look left and don't look right. You cannot look at what I'm enrolling, what Steph's enrolling. You can't. You've got to look on at what you're doing. The way I judge myself is not by the numbers that I put in the computer, because if I looked at the percentage of people I put in the computer versus the percentage of people that are holding my hand running, I'd be very frustrated. So if you're looking left and right, getting frustrated, stop. What I have written on my mirror, I'm looking at it right now, is 6 things that I promised myself I'm going to do every day for my business. And if I do all 6 of those things every day, I'm proud of myself. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is commit to 6 things you're going to do in your business every day. One of the first things you're going to do. Mine are, I'll just tell you what mine are. I'm going to tell everyone happy birthday on Facebook. I'm going to send 20 messages to people, sincere messages, not a cut and paste cold message. I am going to post 3 times a day. I am going to update my spreadsheet for leads. I'm going to get up at 5:30 a.m., which I completely failed at today, but I'm not mad. And I am going to encourage my team. So for me, that's how I'm going to know that I'm in it to win it. That's how I'm going to know I'm making progress, not based upon signing up people. Because I can sign up 20 people a day. It doesn't mean that they're going to work, right? So you've got to focus on your action steps. Marry the action, not the results. The biggest thing that I've started doing is getting people in the computer even when they don't have the money, because you're making that connection. What I say to them is, they're like, how much is it to start? I'm like, it's free, but we need to talk about what packages we're going to get, what package you're going to get you on with your health goals. So I'm getting them in the computer. I'm getting their email, I'm getting their address, and then I'm getting them to log in and go shopping while I help them. Take the pressure off of them investing money in a business and make it about them. So like if somebody's like, how much is it to join the business? I'm like, it's free, because it is free to join our business. It's not free to use our products, right? I mean, yes, we can talk about how to earn that for free, but I want them to know you're getting something for you. You're not getting business materials. You're not getting a box of crap. Like, you're getting stuff you can use for your own journey right away. And whenever you talk to people, make sure you focus on that, because that's so important. Making that connection with them so you can pull at their heartstrings, because I'm not doing this just to make money. I'm doing this because I have 2 master's degrees. I have had really great paying jobs before. I don't want to work for someone else. And so I always remind myself, it's so funny. Even in my last company, me and my husband would be like, well, maybe I should just go back to being a principal, because, I can make like $90,000 a year. He's like, yeah, but you'd never be home. And I'm like, you're right. Like, so you have to stop and ask yourself what's important and ask other people what matters to them, right? When you do that, you can always remind yourself on your worst day and them on the worst day why you got into this business. This business does not happen overnight. And that's one thing I really want to talk to you girls about, because some of you are brand new to this industry. Some of you are brand new to the strategies we're teaching you. I have been working on branding myself for 2 years, and I am the first person to tell you I want instant gratification. I want $1 million tomorrow. I want to say I'm sorry and be forgiven immediately. Like, I am so raw like that. And if there's one thing that God has used me for over the last 3 years, is actually to teach me patience and consistency, and not to give up on something and jump to the next thing, because that's the story of my life. And so I took it very serious whenever I switched companies, because I knew that I had the right knowledge and I knew I had the right skill. I just needed the right product and the right company. But I also know I'm not going to come in and make $1 million overnight. And no one should expect that, because it's quality over quantity. You may make $10,000 your first month, but if you don't build that with a strong foundation, your whole house will crumble. So if you're new to this, if you're just getting in, if you haven't even started using InstaZood yet, like, guys, like, do not beat yourself up, period. When I started in this industry, I had 200 Facebook friends, and I had an Instagram, and the only thing I knew about Instagram was Valencia. And it was so cool, because that was the coolest filter that made me look tan. Okay. That's all I knew. I didn't know anything about social marketing. Like, I knew nothing. My degree is in emotional behavioral disorders. Like, I knew nothing about this industry. So it took me 2 years to get to where I'm at. And I'm super proud that I can say, like, I'm self-made, and you will be able to say that too. But give yourself time to grow. You just have to marry the actions, because the results will come. Don't be afraid to put out there who you are. So I had this one friend, and she, I want to tell you this. She was gorgeous. Like, one of those, like, Barbie doll, just like, and I'm not saying I judge people based upon what they look like. What I'm saying is, if you slapped her picture up, anybody would want to know, like, who are you? What are you doing? Right? But she had no confidence, and she didn't present to the world who she was. So we were in our previous company together, and we were both following top leaders. Well, what she did is she took the top leaders post and she just used them. And it's one of the top income earners. Okay. I'll have to tell you who it is later, Steph and Joss. But so she would cut and paste her post, even like as far as if this chick was at a restaurant, right? Well, this other chick's pulling all these people, top earner in the company. And my friend's business is completely like ghosting on her. And I'm like, because that's not who you are. And so I don't care what you say. If you can tell someone you love them all day, but if you don't mean it, they know it, right? So you can say all day long that you're, a work at home mom, but you're really not. You're really busting your ass at Walmart 12 hours a day. Your business won't grow. So the biggest thing I can tell you is, whoever you are, be that person. Be that person who reps thrive. Be that person, because there are people out there that can relate to you way before they can relate to a top earner that's sitting on a patio drinking mimosas every other day, right? So my biggest advice is know who you are, figure it out today, right now. Make sure that's evident in your bio. Make sure that's evident in all of your posts. So you will never see me say, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. I own 3 businesses. I'm a work-at-home, bust my ass mom, right? My house looks like a disaster hit right now. Like, I want people to know, like, this is the reality. This is what I am. This is what I do. Now, when I play hard. We go on trips. I can go buy whatever I want. The stress for me is relieved when I can go grocery shopping and I don't have to take a calculator or a list. Those are the things, those are the freedom that people want. They don't necessarily want this picture perfect world. So if you're tempted, and I don't even know, I could be totally off base, like even talking about this, but if you're tempted by that, or you think that that's what you have to do this business, you don't. People want to know if you're a single mom and you're working 12 hours a day and you barely see your kid. Like, own who you are, present that to the world, because you will connect with people that I can't connect to, that Jocelyn can't connect to, that a guy can't connect to. So whoever you are, be that, and just expose yourself and be vulnerable to the world. That's all I got. You want to go, Joss? Let me unmute you. Hold on.
Okay, I got it.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. My name is Jocelyn. For most of you who don't know me, I was in the same previous company as Courtney, Dustin, and Steph. I wanted to talk to you guys today about basically the psychology of network marketing, because that's so important that you understand the psychology and how people think, because that's what our business is based on. You know, you're trying to recruit people, you're trying to encourage people on your team, and you have to understand how these people think, because otherwise you're not going to be successful. And I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, so this stuff like really interests me. And I've spent a lot of time trying to understand, you know, my own mindset so that I can be successful. The mindset of my prospects, people that I'm talking to, so that I can post and reach them more effectively, or when I'm talking to them, I can resonate with them so that they want to join me. And then the mindset of my team, so that I can help them reach their goals and like talk to them in a way that resonates with them. And that's so important that you understand all these things so that you can be the best that you can be. And another thing that I really wanted to talk about was, one thing that I never ever do is compare my journey to others in this business. If you compare your journey to other people in this business, you will quit and you will fail. Bottom line, unless you're a red personality and you're enrolling 1 million people, you're going to quit and you're going to fail. Because there's one thing that somebody told me once, and I always keep this in the front of my mind, is that comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is a waste of your time. It's a waste of your energy, and it will steal your joy and make you discouraged, and you'll end up quitting this business. So you need to get that out of your mind. You need to take comparison out of the picture. If you understand who you are and your value and the importance of you in this business, you will inspire other people, attract other people to you, and you will be successful. So that's so important. I don't know if you guys know about the 4 personality types, but I always go back to these. And it's, you know, the red, blue, yellow, and green personalities. And I'll kind of touch a little bit on what those are. But there's books out there that you guys can read all about it too. Our team is very red. Courtney's a red. I believe you're a red, right, Court? Steph's a red. Dustin's a red. These people, reds, are very money driven. They are going to enroll a ton of people. They want to make the money. They like leadership. You know, they're straight to the point and they get it done. And that's so amazing. And I think that Dustin and Courtney and Steph are all so amazing, but I don't compare myself to them because I'm not them, I'm me. And I know my value, and I know that I can be successful, and I'm not a red, I'm a green. And so I know some of you on here, you might not be reds, and you might be getting discouraged and saying, well, I'm not promoting to 4K in 2 to 3 weeks. Like, what's wrong with me? I'm not going to be successful. I'm a failure. And you get that in your mind, and you're going to end up quitting because you're comparing yourself, and you shouldn't be. And then just network marketing as an industry is so saturated at the top. Everybody at the top, it seems like, is a red personality. And 95% of people in network marketing end up quitting or failing. And I think the number one reason for that is comparison, because people join this business and they don't have enough sense of their own value and who they are, and they compare themselves to these people that are bringing in a ton of people all the time, and they think that this business isn't for them, and that's just not true. So you just need to get that out of your head. I know a few of you have already posted in the chat or come to me even and said, I'm getting discouraged. I see all these people promoting so fast on our team, and I don't think I'm going to be good at this and all this stuff. And you know what you need? You need self-development, and you need to start to understand who you are and know that you are valuable and you can be successful in this business. So please do not look at that and quit this business or get discouraged and think that you're a failure, because you are not. I'm a green personality, so what that means is I'm very research oriented. I'm all about the facts. I read the compensation plan. I'm very introverted. I'm getting red talking to you guys because this is not my thing. Talking to people is not who I am. But I know I have to do this and get this information out to you guys because I know there's a lot of you that are just like me and you can relate to me. And that's amazing. So my main point is you don't need to be red to be successful. I was in the same business as Dustin, Court, and Steph, and I was at the same level as they were. And that's because I have a good understanding of who I am and where I'm valuable. So let me see where I am in my notes. So this all has to do with the 4 personality types. So I just want to touch on those really quick. We have, the red personalities, and I related them to like sea animals, so it would be easier to understand. So red people are sharks. These people are very, money and power oriented. These are the people that are going to go to the top really quick. And that's great because that's who they are, and we can look up to them and try to be better, but don't try to be them. Just be yourself and you will succeed. A green is a sea urchin. We're motivated by, security and intimacy, and we really strive for those intimate relationships with people. And I want you guys to know, I joined this business a few weeks ago, and I did not get my VIPs. I've enrolled one person, but I've developed a strong relationship with that girl, and I know that she will be with me for a long time because that's what I'm all about, is relationships. And once a green joins your team, they will be loyal to you. They will stay in this business for as long as you are. I promise you. So just keep that in mind, And then when you're talking to these prospects, when you're talking to red people, make sure you're talking about the compensation plan, how much money they can make and things like that. Just be mindful when you're talking to these people or when you're even posting. With green people, it's best to just answer their questions. Any question that they have, just answer their questions, keep answering, and then when they're satisfied with the information that they have, they will join you. And then blues are people that are very driven by fun and adventure. So you want to make sure that when you're talking to these people, you're talking about, you know, the incentive trips, and they can go on these trips and it's so much fun, and we have so much, you know, I've made so many friends, and talk about how much fun the business is, and just try to resonate with them in that way. I related blues to dolphins, and then the yellows are the whales. These people are, you know, peacekeepers. They're motivated to help other people. So you want to talk about things like, you know, our Hurricane Harvey initiative that we have, and how our business is focused on helping these people, and how you can help people or moms to come home to their kids and make more money, and just how they can help other people by joining this business, and that will resonate with a yellow or a whale. So I want you to think of this business like an ecosystem. If you think of this business as an ecosystem, all of you know that in an ecosystem, you have to have all of these different animals in order for the ecosystem to survive. So that's why it's so important to have reds, yellows, greens, and blues in this business, so that our team can survive. And I'm sure Steph and Court can tell you that I helped organize the meeting and kind of, bullet point what each person was going to talk about. And they're not like that. They're not like super organized people and like planners and like detail oriented like I am, but you know, we need both of those things on our team in order for us to succeed. And so I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. And that's so important too, like Court was saying, with three-way calls. I was talking to a couple girls a couple weeks ago, and I hadn't really talked to them too much, so I couldn't really gauge what their personality types were. And sometimes you won't be able to do that. But if you get somebody else on the call that's not like you, there's a better chance that they're going to relate to at least one of you. And there's a better chance that they're going to join you. And these girls were both moms, and I'm not a mom. So I wanted to make sure I got a mom on the call so that they knew that, you know, Courtney is a busy mom. She runs a daycare, and they could relate to her so much better than me because she is busy, she's a mom, and all of those things. And I'm pretty sure the girl that I enrolled is kind of a red personality, so she could really relate to Courtney. And Courtney actually got on the phone with her for me after that and talked to her, and she enrolled right after that. So we're all here to help you. If you think that somebody is going to relate to one of us better than you, make sure you get us on a three-way call. We're more than happy to do that with you guys. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to talk about.
I wanted to say to you, like, that for me is so sincere and natural to help my girls, that I don't, even any of y'all that I don't know that well yet, like, I hope that everyone knows, like, we are such a big family. I'm already sitting here kicking myself in the butt going, why have I not had Jocelyn talk to, I mean, it doesn't matter, like, that I don't know Joss that well. I know her strengths. Like, why the hell have I not had her talking to some of my green people? Because we have to use each other. I am so red that, like, Jocelyn's like, here are your notes. And I'm like, sweet. Like, I could never do that. I can't. And so I need people like Jocelyn. And that's the biggest thing. Yeah, you have to know your color, but you also have to know, just like Jocelyn said, your team's got to be made up of all of those personalities in order for it to thrive. And God, Jocelyn, I'm about to make a list of people I need you to do a Zoom with, because there are so many people, and I'm so guilty of it. When they start asking me questions, I'm like, shit, I don't know. I don't care. All I know is I'm getting paid every week. And they're like, but how are you getting paid? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't care. But people don't care, and that does matter to people. And you're so right. Those are the people that will be with you every day, all day, because they know all the ins and outs. So just, if you can categorize people and look at who would relate to them best, if you can't, and use us, use your side sisters, use whoever it is to talk to those people.
Yeah. And use your time that you're talking to your prospects to really get to know them. be genuine, ask them questions, find out how many kids they have, and think about who on our team is like that. It's going to be so important for enrolling people. And you're naturally going to attract people that are like you, and that's great. But I don't want 8 million greens on my team. I want some, I'm going to want some runners on my team. I'm going to want some reds. So that's where it's going to be really important when I'm talking to those people to get them on a 3-way call, with Steph, Cord, or Dustin, or whoever's available, so that we can really lock this in. And that's huge for closing. Even if they don't enroll with Dustin or Cord or Steph, you can still add value to them, and they'll still, since they already made that connection with you, they're still going to enroll with you. But them knowing that they do have other people on our team that they can relate to gives them such a sense of comfort that it's so much more likely that they're going to enroll with you. So yeah, that's really the gravy of all I wanted to talk about. But a lot of knowing like who you are and your value comes from self-development. So I really wanted to make sure I touched on that too, just really quick. Just make sure that you're reading books that encourage you and uplift you, and success books. And there's so many out there, you guys. I have a couple right here. This is one of my favorites right here, The Way of the Seal. And this looks like it's probably, for men or something like that. But a Navy SEAL wrote this book, and he talks all about leadership and how to be successful. And that's an amazing book. Chop Wood, Carry Water. This is such an amazing book too. There's so many out there. And I'm kind of an audible person. I have ADD, so I like to be listening to books while I'm doing other things. So get Audible. It's so worth it. 80% of network marketing and being successful is self-development. And if you don't have self-development, you're never going to be successful in this business. So make sure that you make that a priority. I know Dustin was talking about the other day, income producing activities. And yes, you have to be doing those every day and marrying the action of those. But don't forget about self-development, because you can marry the action and, talk to people and be, posting and, doing those income producing activities. But if you're not built up on the inside, that shows through to other people. That shows through to your prospects. And they're gonna know. Like when you're going through something, it's almost like people just know, even if you're posting on social media about how happy you are and all this stuff, people just can tell somehow. I don't know how, but it just shows through somehow. So make sure you're building yourself up. And that's all I really have to say too.
Okay, you guys, that was super, super awesome. Both of you bring so much value. Courtney was I have those 2 things to add, and one of the things is, and if I missed it because my kid was screaming, I'm sorry, but Courtney was saying when you have somebody who was asking, well, what's the price to get in or whatever, and you say, oh, well, it's free for the training, it's free to get in as a promoter, things like that. That's like a really huge thing that I wasn't doing in the beginning. I was like, no, you got to get a promoter kit, things like this. But it really kind of hit me the other day in Courtney's live that get them in the system, help them out. So if you're talking to them and then they start asking about pricing, just be like, hey, let me get your name, or let me get your phone number and email, and I'll get you added in the system, and then we can go over options and look at everything, because being in the system will give you total access to all of that. Sorry, I didn't know that my face wasn't showing. But being in the system will give you total access to all the resources, all the prices and everything. We can do some more digging together, and I can show you all of those things. That's been really helping. I think for me, even too, after she did that live. But the one thing too, going back to social media, because I forgot to say this before, and Courtney reminded me when she kind of said something about that girl who was copying that top leader's post continuously. So one thing I learned about these algorithms is if you're copying someone else's posts and then posting it, that verbiage is already in the Facebook system. So when Facebook sees that verbiage again, it's going to completely limit that visibility because it's not authentic, and they know that. They like authenticity and being true to yourself when you're posting. So if you want to use somebody's post, like if you want to use Jocelyn's, mine, Courtney's, Dustin's, whoever's post, that's great. But then I want you to switch some things up in there to make it your own. Because again, if it's word for word, what's somebody, like what I posted, Facebook is actually going to limit your visibility, and they're going to give it to me because it was my post. So when you're doing that, like if you're copying, I'm sorry. Hey, Thursday. Sorry. So if you're copying word for word, like one of our posts, and pasting it and not changing anything, thank you. You're giving us more visibility, but you're killing yours. So don't do that. And then pictures, same thing. There's some type of a link to all the pictures that are posted. So I'm not going to name any company names, but I see so many different companies where they're posting the same results pictures as everyone else, and they're using the same verbiages. They may not even be using the same verbiages, but they're using that same picture, and they're wondering, why did that person get a bunch of likes on this and no one is even seeing this? I got 0 likes or I got 1 like. It's because it's the same thing with pictures. If it's not authentic to you, you're killing your visibility and you're giving it to the person. Stop. Dawson, please.
I'm not pestering her.
Sorry, mom life over here.
What do you do?
Okay, I'm almost done. Give me like 1 minute. So if your picture, so if you're posting a picture that you copied from somebody else, you're killing your visibility and you're giving it to the person who originated that picture. That's why authentic pictures are key. That's why you want to use the products and become that product of the product so you can show your own results, or you want to be showing yourself with that drink, yourself with that patch, because it's your authentic picture and you won't have any limits with visibility with it because not someone else didn't post it first. You know what I mean? So that's huge. Those are the only things that I wanted to add that I forgot in the beginning. So Courtney, Josh, is there anything else you want to add?
Nope, that's all.
I think
Okay, great. Well, thank you guys all for coming on. We're going to have this recording uploaded, and we will share it to you guys. So definitely, if your teams were not on, get them to watch this recording. It's going to extremely help their business, okay?
Okay.
All right, have a good Saturday, guys.
Bye.
Bye.